NASCAR 25 career mode is here. Let's jump straight into it.
If you ask any driver at a local short track, they believe that they can get to the pinnacle of racing if they just had the right opportunity. But in racing, you have to create your own opportunities.
Keep your eye on Dale Jr. He is driving away.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has the lead. Look at Jr. go.
There'll be turning points in every career.
And look at this.
Earnhardt Jr. to the checkered flag.
In his rookie season.
The highs and the lows.
Championship contender in trouble.
They make contact. Jr. goes around.
But it's how you deal with those turning points that will define your character and push you to greatness.
But it's going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. using lessons learned from his father to go from 6th to 1st and score the victory in the Pepsi 400.
That's unbelievable.
Storybook ending.
How does your story begin? Will you make it to the top?
Dale Jr. going for 4 in a row at Talladega.
My new boss for 2008, Mr. Rick Hendrick.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won the Daytona 500 for the second time.
It is now my honor to present Dale Earnhardt Jr. into the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
We did exactly what you told us and we won the race.
To join Dad in the Hall of Fame is probably as good as it's ever going to get.
The world is watching, and your opportunity starts now.
Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download with my good friend TJ Majors and the co-host of the show. We got some big news this week, TJ.
Yeah, you're probably talking about the Discovery Race deal.
Absolutely, man. This is going to be awesome, though.
Yeah, I knew when I read about it that it was going to be all you.
Yeah, I really do like this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter in this situation how much money you have, whether you got a big sponsor behind you. Even manufacturer allegiances don't matter. It's the best of the best. It's everybody who's anybody in short track racing at the grassroots level coming to Rockingham and trying to find a way to stand tall above the rest. And if you can go out there and perform better than anybody else, you're going to be able to come out of the local short track scene and get a shot at the ARCA Menard Series. This is every driver's dream. And they've had these before. They did the Roush Gong Show and other competitions, if you will, where they bring what they believe are the best drivers in the country to compete all for a total prize and an opportunity at the next level. So this is a lot of pressure for these young drivers, and they're going to be asked to perform at their best in this instance and prove that they belong. But it could be a life-changing experience for one.
And so it begins. Our NASCAR 25 Career Mode Episode 1 is here as we have entered into a discovery race in the ARCA Menard Series where the top 10 finishers will get a ride in ARCA for next season. And unfortunately for me, we are going to be starting from the back of the grid. So we have got some work to do in only a 5-lap race. We've got to go from 30th to 10th place in just 5 laps here now, and I'm hopeful we can pull this off. We of course have the backing from the Toyota Development Racing Program. They are not affiliated with this race, but they are paying attention of course to this race, and it will affect what happens going forward. But if we do get into the top 10, Toyota Racing Development has already come up with a plan for myself to basically make me have to work my way up in the ARCA series and have to work on my own cars and understand the machinery that I spent the prologue beating up on and have to learn the way of the finances of the sport as we kick things off in the discovery race here in the career mode now as we roll through 1 and 2. You see a lot of generic cars here all in the same situation as me, trying to get into the top 10 of course and get a ride in the series now as we head down into turn number 3. Don't mind if we just rip the outside and continue moving forward. We have carried a bunch of momentum here up on the top through 3 and 4. This Rockingham Speedway now, as we're already nearly into the top 20, just 4 laps remaining in this race, and immediately finding a lot of fun ripping the higher lanes here in Rockingham. It's actually catch the outside wall on the exit of turn 2 down the back stretch, but we're okay. We can continue on, carry the momentum through 3 and 4 now, as we got Jesse Wright just in front of us. We'll dive to the inside of him, getting super aggressive, of course, because we need to finish top 10 to get a ride, and we had gotten our way up to 13th position approaching the final lap, and now passing 11th place of Chase Jones. There's P10 of Kevin Murphy right there in front of us with 1 lap to go. We need that 1 position as we enter turn number 1, rolling the middle lane up towards the outside wall, carry that momentum off the exit of turn 2 down the back straightaway, and we're going to be really close. Can we make a move into turn number 3? Showing the nose close quarters, he tried to cover it. We slide across the nose and we take it. P10 is what we needed. P10 is what we're going to get in the Discovery race, and we have secured ourselves a spot on the ARCA roster next season with Top Tier Racing, which is a team funded by Toyota Racing Development. That is a team that's brand new in the ARCA series that is going to be working their way up, and I'm going to be spending my rookie season, like I said, learning how to work a team up and as well learn how much of a financial impact wrecking your stuff can be and whatnot. So you're going to see the car that we've got here in just a few moments. We're going to be driving the number 41 as the career begins now, and I'm going to be doing a full video on the paint booth, but just a little quick overview. Of course, you can mess around with the hauler and the pit boxes with just the colors and the sponsors, and then of course the full customization of the car with a bunch of presets, but this is what I would end up coming up with. This was a preset scheme. We're running the number 41 SRI sponsored Toyota Camry for Top Tier Racing in our rookie season. Excited to see what we can do with this team, willing to give us a shot as we enter a new full season of ARCA competition here from Daytona International Speedway. Ones to watch: Jake Finch, Lawless Allen, The Obvious, Brendan Queen, as well, as we were ready to hit the racetrack. It's Daytona. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to jump straight through into qualifying. I love the atmosphere they've got here, and as well here in ARCA, you kind of have just everyday gentlemen. Of course, just a dude in blue jeans and a t-shirt, of course, working on your team, pushing the car up and getting ready to go onto the track here for qualifying, and we get ready to hit the track, and I expect to qualify last. You can see where everyone's currently put a lap down, and right now on pole, it's Jake Finch. We have a really slow car to start our season, so that's why I expect to qualify last. I can confirm this is a game where you can actually qualify well at a super speedway, but obviously not going to be the case here with just a slow car that we have, as we are on board with this number 41 Top Tier Racing SRI Toyota Camry now, as we come down this front straightaway through the tri-oval. The goal for the sponsors, the top 35, they're going to be disappointed in qualifying because we do go dead last year, P40 with a 51.4, so some work to be done going into the race, obviously, as we're 1.4 seconds off the pace, but what we do have is obviously the draft that we can rely on to really help us out in this race, and that is going to be a saving grace basically now, as we were on the grid here ready to go racing. My first time kind of in front of the big stage of the major grandstands there, and it's absolutely packed this weekend here for ARCA competition now, as we are ready to go racing. A goal of a top 35. I'm confident utilizing the draft properly, we might be able to complete that now as we get ready to go racing. Green flag is out and our ARCA career begins here now on the ladder through the NASCAR series up to Trucks, Xfinity, and eventually into the Cup Series, with a goal to reach the Cup Series by the 2025 season begins now, as we're going to pull in line behind the number 19 of Jake Bowman. We have got a lot of work to do here. 10 laps of racing is what we have, as you can see in the top left. I would like if they made the position and the lap just like icons a bit larger, because they're pretty small as we continue on down this back straightaway. And right off the bat, you can see with the draft, it is going to be something that allows me to even out with the pack. So we've got some good speed. You notice the Super Speedway package on the ARCA cars as well. That's really cool that they got the different packages on the cars for this game as we continue already moving forward. Right to the back of Timmy Hill, actually getting a little bit loose on the exit of turn number 4. That was something I was noticing right off the bat here in Daytona, was the handling of this car. It gets pretty loose on the exit of 4 specifically, kind of like what Cup drivers and Xfinity drivers I remember seeing in the Truck Series, and I'm sure ARCA as well. They were dealing with that in real life this year, so kind of cool that was kind of the same thing I was feeling in the game. I am playing on controller for the first month of this game until the PC release, and then I will be on a steering wheel, so bear with me for a month, but the game plays flawlessly on a controller, so it's not like you're at like a big disadvantage or anything, so that is really good. They got the controller played down really well for this game, as we're now behind a bunch of drivers, including Brian Clubb here right in front of us in the 86, David Smith, as I'm still sliding around. And when we come back to Daytona, keep note, we definitely need to run a bit of a tighter setup here because I am sliding around. Of course, you do have preset setups, but you also have custom setups where you can go full-blown into the customization of what you want from your car. As we are now into the top 30, meeting the sponsor goal pretty early on here on lap 4 of 10, and just trying to be patient. I couldn't just be full throttle at times now as we're passing William Sawalich, but we're just having to kind of keep the grip in the car, keep the car planted on the racetrack. I got a nice little push coming from behind. Thank you very much. That's going to close me up to the cars in front. We might enter the top 20 here by the halfway point of this race. Look at the 86 of Brian Clubb moving forward. It's actually Alex Clubb, I think it is, that's leading the race right now, as you can see on the left side as we're to the back of the 71. A lot of 3-wide racing now, some smoke into turn 1. We've got a crash. We've got cars spinning in front of the pack now. We get a piece of it. Multiple cars, violent crash. Caution is out for the first time. The 12, big impact there. My goodness, the first yellow of our career is out, and we are going to stay out because we picked up very minor damage when I smacked the back of the car in front of me there when we all started checking up. But we'll get ready to go back green now, and we're going to be in the top 20 for this restart. Now P19 behind Zachary Tinkle and Brian Clubb. Now as we get ready to go back racing, green flag is out, and the Clubbs are out in front controlling this race. Of course not Brian, but the green flag returns, and we've got 3 laps to go in this race. William Sawalich, a season favorite here on my outside now, not really running great today, but we expect to see him do big things throughout the entirety of this season. He is another driver in the same program as me, the Toyota Racing Development Program. We were hoping to be in that 18 car, but considering how I drove in the prologue, Toyota Racing Development wanted to put me in a lower tier ride to get a feel of what we got to, work hard to work our way forward through the ranks. As we've got a big stack up, and it's actually because there's a car that's got damage that stayed on the racetrack and did not pit. So you can see it's created 2 different packs now. We've got a lot of separation. I'm going to jump up and then start to make some headway here past Takuma Koga, and we got Tyler Reef just in front of us now, and all of a sudden myself and Sawalich get through, and we're going to turn into this 3-car kind of tandem as we come to 2 laps to go. We're going to get to the back of Tyler Reef, and now it's P15 coming to the final lap of this race, and we come to the final lap now, and there's not a whole lot we can do, but this tandem is allowing us all to run down Brian Clubb, as it's currently Brendan Queen leading the way here on this final lap now as we roll through 1 and 2. We're going to follow Reef up to the outside lane. Now they're crashing in front. They're crashing at the front of the pack. We dive to the inside. Cautions out. Our AI actually spins out, kind of like the Heat Series. The AI does some danky stuff as the yellow flies, and fortunately that will not damage our car. But what I did notice is if your AI crashes when a caution comes out, you don't get the caution screen or an option to pit. So that's a bug that hopefully is going to be fixed as soon as possible. If you just wait the 30 seconds, it forwards you into the green flag, which now we have to finish this race under green, I guess, because the caution came out on the final lap, and we're going to overtime, so we're back underway. And now we've got 2 laps of racing, and it's ARCA Menard Series overtime, and we're P14. I didn't want to see more green flag racing. I was kind of happy with a top 15, and if that race ended under caution. So I think if the caution comes out on the final lap again, it'll be race over, but I mean, there's only one way to find out. nonetheless, I mean, not a great restart for myself. I am struggling there as Rita Goulet goes by in 15th position, and now I need some help here now as I just about left the door wide open here. There goes Greg Van Olst as we continue down this back straightaway. Here comes some help from behind. That's what we need to push forward. Here we come up to the back of Club again. He's going to go to a third lane. I'm going to commit to the middle. Don't mind if I do. Trying to work my way forward. We are here to be aggressive. I know, you know, we're here to learn about the equipment and then how we treat it, but also it's Daytona. We got a chance to work our way into the top 10 on debut, and that would be a big deal now as Club is committed to my back bumper. No, that's not Club, sorry, as that might be Van Olst as I get to the back of Lawless Allen right there. We've got a bit of a checkup. We got the 29 crashing right in front of us, and we're going to be involved now. It's going to be a major crash as we're going to be...
An absolutely massive crash on the final lap here in Daytona, sending the Canadian rookie Gary Owen up and over. Thank goodness he's all right. He's already climbed out of the car.
Not exactly how I saw my ARCA debut ending. Alex Club wins. I still am credited with 15th because the caution came out before I died. Well, we made headlines, to say the very least, and I mean, I guess that's what we're here to do at the end of the day. We still gained 480 rep. Fortunately, we were okay after a massive crash like that. As you can see, social media buzzing about that one after some drivers not very actually happy with me, unfortunately, but not really worried about that now. As you can see, we made $2,800 for the team following our debut in Daytona, and then we as well damaged the car a bit. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't damaged more, as you see the performance rating. So you have an overall performance rating of the car, and then it tells you that what your performance rating is after all of the car has been worn out, and of course you try to get it to the maximum performance rating possible of what its capacity is to make your car perform better. You see here the reputation, so you need 25,000 rep to get to the Truck Series, which means you're probably gonna have to do 2 seasons in ARCA. So if I do have to do a second season, we're gonna sim through it pretty quick, but for overall, we're gonna be doing probably 4 to 5 races per episode in ARCA, and we're gonna do multiple races per episode all the way to the Cup Series, but less per series. So in trucks, we'll probably only do 3 or 4, and Xfinity will probably do 2 or 3 at the most. So we as well are right off the bat buying some improved parts here for our car, from the body to the chassis to the engine to the suspension. Now level 3 is not the highest level. It's currently the highest level that we have on available for us, but basically we were coming into Phoenix right off the bat with an upgraded car to level 3 standard. The highest level I think you can go is level 5, and that is something that this team, Top Tier Racing, even with the assistance financially from Toyota Racing, doesn't quite have the budget to actually really get right now, and it's going to be really tough to get that. So it's up to me to focus on not crashing this car and finishing as best as possible. And as you guys know, we got a ride here because we showed up at the Discovery race and impressed. We as well impressed throughout the prologue. I feel like we impressed in Daytona in more ways than one. Airtime as well as just finishing position, and that's the moments that are going to continue to build our career and get us opportunities going forward as we continue to just drive well and perform in equipment that's not the greatest, because for the first time in my career we're in equipment that's not that great, and well, you can see I'm struggling with that a little bit. I've spun around coming to start my qualifying lap, didn't cross the line, so I can actually go back around over here, and I'll turn the car back around and we'll continue our qualifying lap. So I got very lucky with that one now, otherwise we would have been starting at the back. I don't expect an incredible qualifying effort, but I do expect something semi-decent, considering we are now bringing, like I said, a level 3 upgraded car. It should run pretty decent now, as the sponsor goal again, top 35 for SRI, as we head down into turn number 1, and hopefully we can just get this car around without spinning out. I was running a little bit of a looser preset for this one, 25% loose, and you can feel these setups and the changes in them a lot. When you just go from neutral to loose, I mean, the car is a lot slidier on the exit of the corner, and you really have to be a lot more patient on the throttle inputs here. I was slipping around a little bit coming to the line. It's going to be P34, so we do beat the sponsor goal with a time of 30.2. So pretty content with that as William Sawalich is on pole. Alex Clubb won the season opening race in Daytona. Now we jump to Under the Lights here Friday night from ARCA Series Racing at Phoenix Raceway now, and as you can see, I've talked about it before, the night lighting looks really strange in this game. I hope this is something that they work on in this game and we don't have to wait until NASCAR 26 for an update on it, but fortunately when we get to like the other series like Xfinity and Cup, most of the racing is in the daytime. As we continue now on the outside, we're in P35 behind the one and only Cletus McFarland now, as we'll try to look up the inside of him into turn number 3, as we've got 20 laps of racing here in this Phoenix race now, and right off the bat I noticed my car was able to roll pretty well through 3 and 4, so I'm not running on a 105 AI for this race on the difficulty. I'm actually running at 99, so when you are in an underfunded car, you don't really want to run 105 anywhere outside of a super speedway. I ran 105 at Daytona, but anywhere outside of that, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to do anything. So I was running it at 99, so we at least had a fighting chance to actually be semi-competitive, to beat our goals, and to hopefully advance our career and not be stuck here forever as we continue on already to lap 3, and we've gotten ourselves up into 32nd position. I do think I could have heightened up the AI a little bit actually in this race, maybe to like a 101, a 102, but obviously these first few episodes kind of a learning curve and trying to figure out what's going to work best, but nonetheless, we are currently beating that sponsor goal. There is Brian Clubb. Of course, he's going to be proud of Alex picking up that win in Daytona. A great win for that family now as we continue on and through the dogleg. I was really hoping we would see some AI really cut that dogleg in this game, but they do actually cut it just a tiny bit as we have worked our way into the top 30 now behind Takuma Koga. He actually had a big accident as well in that Daytona race now, as we would continue past him, and we were up into P28 as we were approaching halfway through this race to the left rear here of Rita Goulet, and we'll pass her through 3 and 4. Eric Johnson Jr. just up ahead as we continue to work our way forward. William Sawalich still out in front here in this race now as we continue on through into turn number 3. One thing I'm noticing, and I don't know if it's just ARCA because it's the way it is, but outside of super speedways, it seems like whoever qualifies on pole basically just controls the race, and they don't really get passed unless there's like lap traffic. I don't know if that's just an ARCA thing or if that's a game-wide problem, but hopefully that's something that, if it is an issue, can be fixed. But nonetheless, we continue on, working our way forward into the top 25, and we're well past the halfway point in this race. In our second race of full-time ARCA competitions, going pretty well. I mean, this is a type of run that's obviously not great. However, I mean, we're still, putting this car that's really low-tier equipment into the almost top 20, and that's kind of the important thing here. So now passing is it Keneally around the outside nonetheless, and we might be able to run down Timmy Hill in these closing 5 laps. We're very well on track to finish in the top 20. Thank you very much to the inside. Cut that dog leg now, and we continue to gain ground. Alex Clubb, we would pass him. Zachary Tinkle with 2 laps to go. We're running down him and Greg Van Alsten. William Sawalich continues to lead the race now into turn number 1 as we go now into a great running spot. Could we maybe get to a top 15? Definitely not. We can maybe get 16th, but it wouldn't be any more than that. Final lap, we've passed Van Alst, and now we continue to pass at number 50 into turn number 1. William Sawalich leads the way down the back straightaway into turn number 3, and he is going to cruise to his first victory of the season as we head down this backstretch here with Heddleston side by side into 3 and 4 for the final time. We can just kind of dive it in there. Actually took a really bad line onto the entrance, so now it's going to be a bit of a drag race. I think we're going to get him. Yes, we will. P16 in our second race in ARCA. Definitely need to turn the AI up a little bit more, and that's what we're going to do. But nonetheless, I mean, still a great effort from our team here. Sawalich picks up the win over Tyler Reif, Brendan Queen, LeVar Scott as well, as we have now unlocked the Team HQ. So you can see achievements, lifetimes, stats, and finances. So there you see the achievements, and then the lifetime stats. You can see all the drivers in the series that you're in and their stats they've accumulated throughout their entire careers. For example, Sawalich just picked up his 21st win and he is a 2-time champion. There you see the finances, which, yeah, I don't really pay much attention to the money, so you guys can look into that, of course. But you got work points now. So work points are quite simple. You get a certain amount of work points for a race weekend, and those work points basically are spent fixing your car, as I've just done. So you have a certain amount of work points it takes to fix each part of your car, and it's basically a budget, and you have to try and work around the budget that you have and upgrade or fix your car as much as possible, as I would have just 2 work points left after fixing up all of my parts as far as I could. We also unlocked the Series HQ, as we do have a sponsorship opportunity as well, going into the Bristol race here in the next one. And you see now we can see the schedule, and you can also see the payouts of each race, and you can see, of course, the standings, and it also has a little checkered flag beside all the winners in the standings. Of course, there's no playoffs to worry about here in ARCA, so we're just racing from the beginning of the season to the end as we come into Bristol Motor Speedway. If we finish top 35 like we've done in both races so far, we can get a new sponsor of Big Fish and Barbecue. So we'll see if we can do that now as we come through into qualifying now. And you're going to see me try to rip the top here now. I was on the loose preset setup for qualifying, and actually I'm going to switch over to the just neutral right down the middle setup for the race, because I found it a little bit too loose now as we exit turn 4 to the line. And it's going to be a 17-0. I did not go faster on lap 2 because I did this. I hit the wall. So we would end up 23rd in qualifying. So I was quite happy with that effort. I was actually running back to 100 AI now, so I went up just a little bit higher for this race, as William Sawalich again on pole over Brendan Queen as we jump straight into the action here. Friday night racing under the lights again from Bristol Motor Speedway now, and can we hold on to this top 35? I mean, we've got a good head start here. Another 20 good laps of racing on the way, more than 20 I should say, but nonetheless we are right off the bat, I think, finding out that this is going to be a bit of a challenge. I am getting absolutely blown away here now as Brayton Laster goes by me on the outside. There goes a 67 of Ryan Roulette. Cletus McFarland is directly behind me here. I'm about to be 3 wide in the middle. I am 3 wide in the middle, just about. We stay clear on the inside. There goes the 19 of Jake Bowman around me, and immediately I'm thinking maybe that top 35 is actually going to be a bit harder to come by here than I expected after qualifying, because we are sinking down the order here in these opening laps. This is not a pretty start to this weekend. Now the 22 is going to go by on the inside as well, and I've got absolutely nothing. I'm trying to stay up here on the top. That's Amber Balkane in the 22, fellow Canadian actually, but I'm just trying to rip this top lane and find some momentum, but I was really struggling, and I was putting myself in the outside wall just trying to keep up. And obviously when you're doing that, you're damaging the car and you're just making matters worse, and I was making matters a lot worse, to the point where I would drop down to 34th position, and I'm realizing we are in trouble here, and I am continuing to overdrive this car, and I mean, it puts you in an awkward spot. You see yourself falling down the order, of course you're going to naturally start overdriving a little bit, and I was paying the price. We dropped down to the 38th position. We're not meeting the goal here. Lap 16 at this point, and I am struggling. I mean, we're at least keeping up with the very back of the pack on this outside lane, but I mean, that's the best I could do. Now trying to make a pass on the inside and a turn 2, and I'm going to crash myself into the inside wall. That's the first time that we've junked ourselves, and the caution is out, and we're going to have to pit for repairs. As you can see on the left side of your screen, everything's pretty damaged, so we're going to have to take repairs, which is going to be a bit of a lengthy one, 17 seconds, but fortunately it's under caution, so we stay on the lead lap, and it's going to be just 2 laps of racing to go with 4 fresh tires. Can we put them to work and maybe pass 5 cars to get that top 35 goal to get a new sponsor? Let's find out. We're back underway. 2 laps of racing to go here from Bristol Motor Speedway, and it has been a disastrous race so far as we roll through 1 and 2, carrying the momentum, and we are not really going anywhere as this car just simply doesn't have the speed that I was hoping it would. Nonetheless, off of turn 2, down this back straightaway now, or sorry, off of turn 4, 1 lap to go to the back of the 76 of Cole Raz, and I'm washing up the racetrack, just struggling to keep that bottom as we continue into 3 and 4, and reality sets in. I think we're going to finish dead last here. We are out of turn 4 after 2 top 20s. We're dead last in Bristol. That was rough. We need to continue to work on getting this car upgraded. That was unfortunate. Brendan Queen picks up his first win of the season, as it's going to be the win over Isabella Robusto and William Sawalich, Jake Finch, and Greg Van Alsten. Look at the car. It is not in good shape after Bristol. We have got some work to do. Everything's level 3. We as well actually hired a new mechanic in between this race and Rockingham, also hiring a PR manager that's going to give us opportunities, these kind of like events where you can choose between 2 options. But you can see this is what the work points would allow us to upgrade for this race, but I would actually make a purchase. I bought a level 5 body, which means we bring a fully upgraded part, and it's actually the maximum, I believe. Level 5 is, I believe, the furthest you can go. So we have got the best body this car can possibly have. It was costly. It's like $10,000. I think it's $11,000. So if you're going to buy an upgraded level 5 body, be prepared to make the investment. But we're trying to upgrade this car as quick as possible, and we would turn that into a 29th place effort in qualifying here at Rockingham, as we would start this race with a little bit of hope. But at the same time, we qualified pretty well at Bristol, and we saw how that went. But now we're back at the track that made our opportunity possible to be even in this ARCA series here when we were in the discovery race at the beginning of this episode, and now come full circle in the 4th race of the season. Here we are at Rockingham now, 16 laps of racing now, and right off the bat I'm like, uh-oh, we are still struggling a bit for pace here. So I'm starting to think we might be in trouble again, which is not ideal. Nonetheless, we're going to do what we can, and I kind of want to do what I did in the discovery race, and that was kind of get up to the outside and kind of rip that middle lane to the top lane again, and you're going to see me immediately start doing that. But as you can also see, unlike the discovery race, I'm not going forward, I'm going backwards. So we are not going to hit that top 35 goal again. It looks like we didn't hit it in Bristol, and unfortunately we didn't get that sponsor opportunity because of that. And now we have to basically reinvent ourselves over the next couple races to prove that we can get another opportunity to sign another sponsor. But it's clearly not going to be coming today, as now I put myself on the outside wall. It's a disaster. We're down to dead last. We are slow as molasses because we have other parts worn out on the car, because we have damaged the car to the point where we didn't have enough work points to be able to fix the entire car. So it's just, you gotta basically take care of your stuff, and you're gonna pay the price if you don't, and I am paying the price early on. So as we drop down to dead last on lap 4, I'm not worried. I know we're going to run last here today, but I mean, things are only going to get easier, and that's something that I'm keeping in mind as the season progresses. Things are going to get better. We're going to continue to make more money. We're going to be able to buy more parts as well. Parts can fully wear out to where they're basically unusable, so then you are forced to basically buy a new part. So it's going to be crucial for you to have multiple parts available for the body, the engine, all those things, so you are prepared for when those parts are worn out and you have to switch over. We finish dead last in Rockingham. After 2 top 20s, we back it up with 2 40th place finishes. William Sawalich picks up another win, his 2nd win on the season, and I think that's a good spot to end the first episode of this career mode. Next episode we're going to do 5 races, and I believe it starts at Talladega, but you can see where we end off here. The chassis is destroyed, the suspension, the body and engine can be easily repaired, and yeah, we're going to dive a lot more into buying parts and stuff in the next episodes coming forward, so stay tuned on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to hopefully get another episode out today, and I'll see you guys in that one. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.